There's this fantastic series by Rob Kennedy called AvGeek in Residence, and it's all about shining a light on the hundreds of jobs in aviation that you probably never even think about. Today, we're diving into one of the most crucial and most overlooked of them all. So picture this. You're walking down the jet bridge. You step onto the plane, find your seat, and everything is just clean. It's orderly. But have you ever stopped to wonder who actually makes that happen? Especially when that very same plane probably landed less than an hour ago. Well, meet the unsung heroes of the tarmac. This is the team responsible for that pristine cabin. They're a small, super fast, and pretty much invisible crew that swarms the aircraft right after everyone else gets off, working against a ticking clock to get it ready for you. And the person leading that charge? That's the aircraft cleaning supervisor. All right, first things first. We need to talk about a common stereotype. The term cleaning crew probably brings a certain image to mind, right? But in the world of aviation, you can just throw that image right out the window. The reality is totally different. Yeah, a lot of people might wrongly assume this is just low-skilled work for people with few options, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Airlines see these crews as absolutely essential employees. We're talking the same benefits as other staff, including free travel and healthcare. And why? Because their work is directly tied to the airline's reputation and your trust as a passenger. And that gets us to the really high-stakes nature of this job. I mean, we're not just talking about being tidy here. We're talking about brand identity, passenger confidence, really the entire experience of flying. Think about it. You sit down and see crumbs on your tray table or trash stuffed in the seat back pocket. What's your first thought? It immediately makes you feel like the airline is careless. It makes you wonder, if they can't get this simple stuff right, what else are they missing? That first impression is incredibly powerful, and in today's world, a failure goes public and viral really, really fast. And this isn't just a hypothetical. This quote here is from a worst-case scenario. It's from Josh Cahill, who's a really well-known airline reviewer. He was on a flight and documented just how filthy it was. Stained tables, dirty armrests, the works. His review turned one bad flight into a massive PR nightmare for that airline.
And the impact was huge. His review racked up hundreds of thousands of views online, and it actually forced the airline to issue a public apology. It's just a stark reminder of how high the stakes really are for a team that most of us never even see.
So how did these teams stop that kind of disaster from happening? Well, it all comes down to managing two very different kinds of operations, each with its own insane pressures: the quick turn and the deep clean. A quick turn is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an all-out, choreographed sprint between flights that might only last 20 to 40 minutes. It's organized chaos. By contrast, a deep clean is an overnight marathon, where the crew gets several hours to meticulously scrub the entire aircraft from nose to tail. During that 40-minute sprint of a quick turn, the team moves with unbelievable precision. They are literally straightening every single seatbelt, emptying hundreds of seatback pockets, wiping down all the high-touch surfaces like armrests and call buttons, and of course, completely cleaning and restocking the lavatories. It is an incredible thing to watch. The deep clean, though, that's a whole different ballgame. This is the overnight reset button for the plane. We're talking about shampooing carpets, wiping down walls, detailing the galleys, and even neutralizing biohazards. It's incredibly intensive. But the job goes way beyond just wiping and vacuuming. It involves some highly specialized and regulated tasks. The first one is lavatory waste removal. This requires certified training and very specific equipment, and it has to be handled perfectly to meet strict hygiene standards. The second specialized task is just as critical, replenishing the plane's potable or drinkable water. The equipment for this has to be spotless. The hoses have to be sterilized. Any cross-contamination isn't just a simple mistake. It could become a public health issue. The source material for this explainer puts it perfectly, asking, would you drink that in-flight coffee if you weren't 100% sure the water was safe? Of course you wouldn't. And that's why the supervisor's oversight on these technical jobs is every bit as important as making sure the tray tables are clean. And this brings us right to the supervisor themselves. This role is not about holding a mop. It's about logistics, it's about leadership, and it's about non-stop, high-stakes problem solving. Make no mistake, a supervisor is a manager in every sense of the word. They're the ones coordinating with gate agents, training their own crews, deciding which tasks to tackle first, and documenting everything for safety logs, all while that departure clock is relentlessly ticking down. and they have to be ready for anything. I mean, these aren't just hypotheticals. This is the daily grind. What do you do when a biohazard is found with just 30 minutes to go? What happens if your crew is short-staffed with a plane full of people about to board? The supervisor is the one who has to make the tough calls and fix the problem right then and there.
So when you look at all this skill and responsibility, it's pretty obvious this is not just a job. For the right person, it's actually the entry point to a long-term career in the aviation industry.
So how do you get there? Well, most supervisors start out on the ground crew and just work their way up. A formal education isn't the key thing here. It's reliability and an obsessive attention to detail. From there, it's all on-the-job training, getting critical safety certifications, security clearance, all of which opens doors for advancement.
So ask yourself, does this sound like you? Are you a natural problem solver who actually gets a buzz from a high-pressure environment? Do you take real pride in the small details and have a knack for leading a team? If that's you, this might be a surprisingly perfect fit.
The bottom line is this: that clean, orderly cabin that you step into is never, ever an accident. It's the direct result of a finely tuned system, a hard-working team, and a supervisor who truly understands that their work is fundamental to the entire flying experience.
So I'll leave you with a final thought. The next time you board a plane and find your perfectly clean, prepared seat, just take a second. Are you just going to see a place to sit for a few hours? Or are you going to see the invisible signature of the team that was there just minutes before you, making it all possible?